Hello mates, this is Tex Jernigan. I'm going to be cutting out this slipcover designer. I've actually updated it a little bit since I made this, but I already had this sheet printed and I've been meaning to cut it out and send it to a friend. Yeah, let's cut this bad boy out. So, get really close to my face. Yeah, maybe I can't do dual capture video. Anyway, I've got my X-Acto blade, I've got a straight edge. Some kind of straight edge I think is important for folding too. But the fold is actually right here, a little bit past the color, and again, a little bit past the color right here. There's a point right here where that's the fold line right there on that point, but it doesn't correspond over here. So when you fold it, you're actually going to be folding across that line. We're just going to do tut. You can use scissors. I use scissors a couple times and it works pretty well. X-Acto is a little more precise, but I actually think, it's actually kind of takes a little longer to X-Acto because you got to get that straight edge aligned each time. And one thing that's important is to do all your folds before you start gluing. I know it sounds obvious, do all your cuts and do all your folds before you start gluing. It's really easy to forget one. And then if you forget one, you're going to be in this position of like, oh shoot, I've got to try to do this on the fly and it's not going to work out very well. Is it cutting out well? Yeah, it's cutting out pretty well. It's pretty forgiving, the slipcover. Making a little bit of mistakes here and there, it's still gonna fold into a box. This is also a cut right here. Don't forget to do these cuts. And do this, I should get my straight edge for this cut. I kind of freehand some of this, because why not? Freehand is fun. And like I said, it's so forgiving in my experience. You're gonna have to freehand the scallop for where you stick your fingers in. Anyway, so get good. Oh, I didn't go all the way down. My freehand's not good right there, let's see. This blade, it's probably time to replace. You can see, if you look close, it kind of, yeah, I lost the point. I've lost it. So do not forget to come back and cut these scallops out. I said scallops a lot on this video. You can kind of either turn the paper or turn the blade, either way works. Oh, that actually turned, I did really good on that one. See if I can also do good on this cut. Don't bend your blade too much or it'll pop. Yeah, that looks pretty good, pretty good. Oh look, so this cut comes down just a little bit further, and that point right there where the line goes to is where you make the fold. So I'm gonna start with the hardest fold, which is, because you're folding, like I was saying earlier, you're folding to that point right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get that point, and then I'm kind of massaging the paper to get my fold right. Because I'm just eyeballing this because I don't have the fold lines on there. I'll have the fold lines on any ones that you download now, but this is an older sheet that I'm finishing up right here. So get that fold, and then I'm going to use this metal to kind of crease it out for me. I got to look up what this bone thing is that someone was talking about. There's like some kind of bone folder. You want something to kind of help you get a sharp crease. I'm finding that the metal is pretty good using the same ruler. Perfect, but it's pretty good. The next fold is along this edge and then to this edge. So this edge is all the way down. Here's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this line right here to line up my fold. So I'm gonna do this, come to this corner, try to get that corner really perfectly even, and then holding this point, pull it over till it lines up with the bottom edge, and then that should be a pretty straight line. So I'm gonna fold it with my fingers first, go across, yeah, pretty good. Maybe fold the front side too. We'll do the same thing for this edge. And this edge we're trying to, again, get this to line up first, and then we're gonna pivot it. So we get that fold and then pivot it so that the bottom edge is nice and tight. And then we'll do this one. So we're folding to this, where that line is, right? Where that cut is. And I don't think on this old one, the graphics are perfectly aligned. We're still working on improving everything and all this stuff. A few more folds before we glue this box together. So yeah, the fold is all the way down. It's not this top edge, it's this bottom edge where the cut is. So you want to pull it a little bit. You don't want to rip the paper, but you want to pull it down to there. Is that straight? Seems like this side needs to come down just a little bit more. Let's see how I did. That's a little bit off. This is not going to be perfect. We wanted perfect. We'll do this fold. This fold's just straight across. From edge. Then the last fold is these corners. Okay, little corner flaps. Last fold. All right, now we put it together. So I'm gonna get some wood glue. When you fold it, you wanna make sure that kind of top edge gets the glue. And I'm gonna stick this tape in kind of as a placeholder. Sometimes I use my finger to spread it, but I think I'm just gonna accept the, all right, I'm gonna stick the tape in, pretty good. So I don't love how that is. You might come back in with the X-Acto and clean that up. This is a little bit loose on my tape. I don't mind because it's worse than it being, if it's too tight, it's really annoying. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this in. You know I'm not gonna glue this in because I'm gonna send this to my friend, so I wanna be able to fold it flat. Get a little more glue right there. Maybe too much. Check, make sure I didn't get any on the bottom. Wash my hands off. That's my VHS slipcover cutting out tutorial. And hope you enjoyed it. And let me know if you have any questions. Yeah.